let me ask you this. Big Dre later on tried to become a rapper, and I think you told me that he tried to come into American music when you were there, and you told him to leave or whatever. But I saw a video on YouTube that shows like a mixtape that Big Dre put out or Big Dre was on, and some of the guests were pretty surprising because some of the guest rappers were Snoop and Warren G. Did you ever hear about this or no?
Yeah, he actually shopped that particular tape to me. That was why he got the meeting. Until once I realized who he was, I told him, "Hey man, I'm not fucking with you. You know, no, you can take this out of here." But Big Dre was always cool. He's not as big and obese as y'all trying to put him out there. Uh, and another thing is, there was something out there about, and I always remembered or thought that he died actually because I know his wife got or girlfriend got detained or was investigated for allegedly feeding him some rat poison and dying for some rat poison. That's what I had already heard about how Big Dre died. It obviously wasn't true because nobody went to jail for it. Because I'm sure once they did the autopsy, they could determine whether it was rat poison or not that he ate. But Big Dre, they were, Crips do that. And you got a little bit of money, Snoop and Daz and all those niggas, those were some broke motherfuckers at one time. $10,000 or $15,000, they would do anything for it. Dre had that type of money to do stuff like that. My boy Big Ant Wiggins had a lot of verses and stuff from Snoop. Matter of fact, I put a verse that I bought from Ant Wiggins from the Bay on my album with the Relatives that I purchased from him for that was on that album. So people were selling beats or selling, especially Daz and Snoop back then, to get money because that was one thing Suge wouldn't allow them to do when they were on death row. He didn't believe in overexposure. Uh, you know, you make it for you to be on their album or stuff. Don't overexpose yourself to people, and that's what he was big on. But later in the 2000s, exposure started to be good. People started leaking their CDs and their songs to mixtapes and stuff like that. Where in the 90s, you used to keep your music like gold. You didn't want people to have it. So the industry changed, people changed. So it's no conspiracy that they were messing with them. I don't think at that point it was known who Big Dre was, that he was one of the persons that was, in the car when Tupac had, got shot and Suge got shot. There was rumblings of it. People knew of it, but to say they knew who the players were, I wouldn't give Snoop and Dash credit for knowing who they were at that time, like that. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna hate on Snoop and Dash on this particular time for being on that mixtape. They probably got a few bucks for it, and I really don't believe they probably heard the names of Dre and Orlando and KPD and all of them, but they didn't know who the hell they really were. And they didn't put two and two together like that, would be my opinion on that. Because it took me a minute to realize who he was, to be honest, until he kept talking and told me where he was from. And I go and say, oh nigga, you was one of the niggas that's supposed to be in the car with Pac. Nigga, get up out of here. Yeah. And he was like, oh, little Reg, you tripping. Yeah. So that's how it was. People always wonder and always say, well, why nothing happened to them? Why nothing ever happened to them? You got to remember, Suge was in jail. The raids had happened. 38 houses got raided. And once everybody guns and people went to jail and all of that, people had just moved on with their life. And it just moved on, unfortunately. And it just got dropped. And people didn't start talking about it again until Biggie Mother picked up the ball. Thank God for Biggie Mother picking up the ball and suing LAPD and making Greg Kading's and them supervisors make them get out there and work this case. Thank God. Because guess what, y'all? Guess what? If it wasn't for Greg Kadings and him leaking that audio and taping and all of that, this case would still be unsolved. It would be still Reggie, Suge, Keefe, everybody. We wouldn't know. Some of y'all right now typing, oh, we still don't know. Well, that's because she's an idiot, really. But 95% of the people, everybody y'all hear interview always said Keefe D and Southside Crips, and there we knew had something to do with the murder of Tupac. It's only you conspirators, mainly one motherfucker really that be in the comment section trolling like crazy because he got 30 different accounts pushing this narrative of crooked cops and all of that. I can even hear why y'all say the crooked cops a little bit because of Gene testimony and other things on the Biggie thing. But Tupac, when do that come in? That was little. They were talking about, and then y'all talk about Russell Poole got it right. Russell Poole got it right. Russell Poole was talking about Little Half Dead did it because he stole Brenda Got a Baby song. The shit that y'all believe and be listening to and posting. Because Tupac stole the song Brenda Got a Little Baby from you. That's why Little Half Dead killed Tupac. All right. Well, thank God Greg Kadings leaked the audio. In this case, has been resolved for real people, not for idiots. Idiots gonna always be idiots. That's one thing I always know. If you're an idiot, you're always gonna be an idiot. But the masses of the people know the real.